What's up, guys? Welcome back to Space Engineers Isolation. This is Gesture of None, obviously. So, in the last episode, we gathered this ship, we rescued it, and today I'd like, well, we didn't really rescue it, I think we kind of stole it actually, because, I mean, theoretically these are going somewhere, and we stopped it from going somewhere. But it's their fault for not sending a pilot along with it. If they had, we would have been rescued by now. So, well, I blame them. So, I mean, I want to process this ship today so that we can use it in future. We also need to finish this at some point, and that'll probably be some point soon, just in case my UI on that would help. But I mean, I want to start processing this ship, and it's not going to be hard. But I would also like to make a little area for doing this in future, because we're going to have to do this probably a couple times with a couple ships, and it's always handy to have like a little ship processing area. So I'm going to go ahead and build that. I think I've got some plates in my inventory. No, I need to get some. I am kind of expecting a crash. Oh, I thought there'd be some plates in there. Yeah, I'm kind of expecting a crash because, I mean, I crashed the other day while recording Minecraft. But it also could have been an issue with Minecraft. The modded Minecraft sometimes is a little bit unstable, so maybe it caused the game to crash. But also, my computer is just like falling apart. I've had this computer for... Oh, frozen? Oof. I've had this computer for like 5 years or so, or going on 5 years at least. Need interior plates, as always. And I've never really upgraded it or improved it in that time, and I have done like a lot of things on it. I recently had to like reset it for the first time in a long time, did a full reset. Wiped everything, reinstalled everything, and that seems to have improved some of the problems. But basically, I get a an uncorrectable error when I'm just trying to decide where to place this. By the way, I get an uncorrectable error when I use, I guess, over a certain amount of memory or something like that. Look, I'm not a computer person. Let's go up. We've gone now. Let's go up. So I mean, I've ordered a new computer. I realise that there are things to be done to fix this one. I'm not. For example, saying that when your computer has a problem, just buy a new one. And I definitely can't afford to act like that. But I mean, I like this little jump here. I mean that, well, I really had to buy a new computer. It was long in the making. And, well, hopefully now we'll be able to do a few things a little bit better. It won't really improve my Space Engineers play. I'll still be kind of crap. But, well, maybe it'll improve the crashing and therefore the motivation to still film, because it really puts you off filming when you spend an hour doing it and then you completely lose everything. I have a habit of building everything with these corners. Maybe we should not do that with this one, but also I think it looks nice. I'll tell you what, let's make this platform a bit longer, because it's got to have, like, we'll design it for large ships, or larger ships, not large ships like that ship. Whoops. I know that, couldn't hit the right key. I know that cargo ships have been reactivated. You can now again have cargo ships, which is really awesome. I wonder what effect it'll have on this world, because this world had cargo ships turned on prior to the point where you were supposed to, which I guess all it will do is have, we'll end up with a, well, it's just going to be exactly the same, won't it? Because it's just they've turned cargo ships back on. I already had cargo ships turned on. So it should be exactly the same. What we're going to do is put these in. And I guess I will have the rounded corners, because I don't know, it smooths out the ship design, in my opinion. And I'm going to put a foot at the end of this and set it to auto lock. And then that will hold ships still while I modify them. I'd also like to put some collectors in the floor so that I don't have to... You see, when you grind down a ship, you have to put everything in your inventory, and when it doesn't go in your inventory, it just falls to the floor, which is annoying, but you can also take advantage of that problem by just building a ship deconstruction area in gravity, and then having all of your stuff fall to the floor and can be collected automatically. I'm going to have to grind this off. So it means that you can just keep grinding infinitely and everything will just be collected automatically, which is great. Ooh, I will put this in, but if it's gone by the time we get back, because there's no access, anywhere, it'll definitely be gone. Yeah, you can just you can just grind everything and have it drop into... Where'd it go? Did it come back? Nope, that one's lost in space. It's going to go join the spider things. Oh, that's an old reference. Yeah, you can set it up so that... I always have this problem. Here we go. I've lost track of my thought. You can set it up so that you grind everything and it falls into the collectors. But and that's only really useful when you're doing very minute work on large ships, because it is a strategy. A small ship, sorry. It's a strategy that comes from the pre-grinders day, the pre ship grinders and welders, where you had to do everything manually, because it really is helpful for that. But for everything else, it's just no point. You may as well use a ship grinder. But in this situation, the most sensible thing to do, especially when we're working on a smallish ship, is to probably set that up. At first, I might not do it because it would be an investment of resources that we don't necessarily have. But I definitely like to set it up at some point. Even if I don't use it often, it looks cool and it's a very effective method. And we'll probably do something similar for grinding up small ships. We'll probably make a compactor sort of thing. Although grinders, they cause bumping on the ships. So if you do build, I have to turn dampers back on. If you do build a compactor, which is basically, I mean, like a set of grinders on a wall, and then a system of crushers. What are they called? Pistons to push the ships into the grinding wall. Eventually, it just destroys itself because the ships bash around so much. It means that you can't actually make effective grinding pits and welding pits in space. You have to do it on a planet where all ships are affected by gravity, which is cool. But I don't know. I think they're a more functional thing in space. I know that you've got drones on planets, but well, I mean, in space, it just seems like that would be a really useful feature. I know I can turn bumping off. I can set it so that things will not destroy themselves like that. But I also think it's the fact that grinding causes ships to move about is a realistic feature and a feature that should be in. So I'm not going to turn it off because it is true to the reality of the world, of this world anyway. Sorry for the cut. I was just setting a timer because in the last episode, because of what I found towards the end of the episode, I'm assuming you've watched it, otherwise you wouldn't be watching this one. It took like a ton of editing to get the episode under an hour, which meant that you missed out on a lot of the things I was telling you that I had to cut because I didn't want the episode to be so long. Which, I mean, I don't think I am in any sense a interesting person, but you know, the point of these Let's Plays is that I get to talk to you about the things that are going through my head and do interesting stuff in a game as I do it. But because it went over long, I had to cut that out, and also the episode, I think, becomes less watchable and less consumable. So I just set a timer. Not because I want to limit what I'm doing or because I've got to get to other stuff. I mean, I've been looking forward to playing this for quite a while, but only because I think it makes a better episode, frankly. So this isn't taking long to weld. Weld. I don't know why I keep messing the two up. I should probably have built a second welder, but also that arm is for grinding, really. And well, I mean, I like the idea of having a grinding and a welding ship. So at some point, I will make a second one of these. I've talked about it since literally the first episode, I think. But for now, we need a grinding and a welding ship. We need a ship that can do both, sorry. So I will put the grinder back onto the arm. The arm that's broken off that we busted at the end of the last episode. And then I'll keep using this as both for a little while. There we go. Sorting this all out. There's a speed that you can get, that you can set your ship at, where it will finish welding everything as it gently floats past. It takes a little practice to get it. We should have really sorted it out before we had only 2 blocks left. But you can just put your welders on and just float your ship past everything. And if you get the right speed, it will complete everything as it gets to the last block. As it goes past the block, it'll finish it, which I love. I think it's really cool. And it's also a very efficient use of resources because you're not having to move your ship every 3 seconds. And we should really take better advantage of inertial dampeners, or rather I should. Although in that case we almost let our ship fly away. Okay, I'm going to jump out. And what we're going to do now is place the foot, or feet rather, I think I'll do several, that will hold a ship in place as we work it. But obviously I need steel plates. We probably have a ton of steel plates because of all the grinding we did on the big ship. Although I suppose we've got much less left. I suppose we've done a lot of work. Okay, these are going here. 4 might be overkill, but I also don't want to have a situation where there are not, like, it goes loose because there's not enough holding it. Actually, this will be angled ones because it'll look better if we can angle them the correct way. Yeah, there and there. And we may as well put these on before we forget. Or have I gone too low? Actually, no, that's perfect. Maybe it doesn't look great, but it will definitely do the job. Actually, I think it looks pretty great. I might change the corners so that it goes together smoother. We'll see, or more smoothly. Sorry. I've been a lot more conscious of my English since I started doing Let's Plays. Not that that's made it better, but just that I've noticed it more. Just a brief cut while I had some tea, but you didn't miss anything. You just missed these two being completed. I really like the look of our station so far. It really looks like it's starting to look like a station, especially when we finished all of the components, like the oxygen area with a med bay and stuff like that. We'll definitely be in a good position. I realised that I have been, in a certain aspect, pretty stupid. I should have built a disassembler immediately, and we could have broken down some components to make some of the things that we haven't got any access to. Like, we might have actually been able to build a med bay already, because if we build a disassembler, we might be able to, well, I mean, I just said it, break down some of the components that we don't have. Wow, we need more steel plates. Is it because I have them in my inventory? Yeah, we do. But let's go and pick up some more. There's no sense flying the ship all the way back just for steel plates, although there are other things that we needed. I'm sure that'll be fine. We need to reconnect it and have it pick up a bunch more resources. But we only need motors, so I'm sure we can grab them. We must have motors in our oh, the connector's full. We must have motors in our storage. That's another thing I'd like to set up is a and I've always like sort of fantasized about it in Space Engineers, a arm that connects to the storage, like a movable arm that you can then use to weld and grind around your base. But I don't think Space Engineers pistons, rotors and stuff like that are advanced enough to do that yet. I think you end up with a lot of smashing, a lot of clanging, a lot of not fun stuff that is not easy to repair in survival. So I mean, I probably won't do that, but I'll definitely continue to fantasize about it. That makes it sound a little bit more confusing than I'm necessarily intended it to be. Okay, let's finish setting these up, and we'll probably build also a little pilot chair cockpit, because it will allow us to control these. Although actually it's probably easier just to, yeah, I'll set a button now. I'll make a button. Okay, these are all finished. Oh, well, apparently not. I must have skipped this first one. Yeah, there you go, it's activated. Okay, so we can turn this off, otherwise we'll die. Put inertial dampeners back on. We have not got much fuel time left on this bad boy, so I think that's a bit weird, this bad boy. So I think I will probably go and put it onto charge while we handle this ship. But first I'd like to just build the last things to control the little setup here. We should build lights at some point as well, but lights would be quite a lot of power, I think. So we need a button panel. And we will stick this here. Interior plates. We're always out of interior plates. Oh, we have no interior plates left in our ship. Let's go grab some. I mean, this is another reason why we have to sort out our resource production into a more effective manner. None here either. Okay, so we are reaching the point where we are exhausting some of the resources we've gathered, and we'll like, oh, well, I'll just grind this down. Of necessity, have to go and gather some more from here. I mean, and maybe I'll think about doing it off camera because it would allow. I mean, it just seems a little bit more time, a little bit more reasonable, and maybe I'll make some similar changes to this as I have you know, like in my Minecraft, I'm not sure if anyone who was watching saw the original Minecraft series I was doing, but I was just basically on camera playing Minecraft, and in the end I decided I didn't like it because I wanted to do more and I wasn't able to because I was busy talking to people about what I was doing. So I made some changes and just made it basically a series where I build and to access the inventory, and then show people the build afterwards. And maybe people don't like that, I don't know. What should we call this? Shiplock. Good name for a band. Or at least a name for a band. Make that joke a lot. Yes. And maybe I should make the same changes to this series, but I think Space Engineers is a game where the fun of it is building, is welding and grinding and stuff like that. And if you don't like it, I think wait, is this one? I don't know if I set them up for the right thing. Shiplock. Oh, that's their name. But I have set them both to unlock, so this one needs to be changed to lock. Or maybe I didn't. I've actually never used button panels generally because well, I never found a need for them. Although this is the first time, so this should be unlock and this should be a lock. Let's put our ship there and find out. I think I turned off the
No.
Has it really got 0 fuel? Really? Oh no, it's got a tiny bit. This ship is very nimble. It's going to be a little bit delicate putting it in. I would like it to be like this so that we can access all of it, but also not too high so that we can still get I know, ship fuel low. Cool, they tell you that now. I remember I also played before they had those notifications. Or maybe I didn't. Honestly, I don't remember. So this should lock. Yeah, okay, it's locked. It's maybe a bit high, so I'm going to unlock it and just move it down a little bit. Because we want to be able to walk around while we're doing it. We don't want to have to use the jetpack constantly. Turn those on. I'll tell you what, a sensible person would just go like this. I know, it's low, woman. I'll put it like that, because then we can still access underneath. Okay, good. This way we won't have to fly around with our jetpack and won't have to waste jetpack fuel and so on. That's not locked. Now it's locked. Okay, good. Now that's there, we will just go and place this to... It's actually askew, but, which is annoying, but I'm not going to fix it because I don't want to make it worse. Yeah, we can now get started on our on adjusting that ship a little bit. Hang on, I can't see. There we go. On adjusting that ship a little bit so it's a little bit more suited to our purposes and to our resources. Because right now it's a little bit of a gas guzzler, and we're on a bit more of a tight belt than that. Tight budget. Don't know what I'm trying to say. But it does need adjusting. Okay. This guy's on charge. Do I have to set... I think I have to set the on charge, do I? Let's put it on recharge. And then the power should start going up soon. Great. Yes, so let's make the necessary changes to this ship. Oh, I was like, oh my god, everything disappeared, and I realised I was upside down. That's another problem with low gravity. It takes a while to fall back to Earth. So I think the first thing to do is to take off all the unnecessary excess. So all this stuff around the outside, even though it looks good, it's just not helping us. It's just like adding to the fuel consumption. We'll probably put some more back on afterwards. But for now, it's just... oh, we shouldn't. I think for the sake of not having any more stuff floating around our world, I'll recapture those bits. I like this. It feels a bit like a garage. Maybe it would be sensible to bring the grinding ship around so that we can take all this stuff off in bulk, because we haven't got the most efficient grinder. I'm just going to change my sound settings. There you go. It's just a little bit loud. Yeah, maybe it would be sensible to go and get the grinding ship so that we can take all this off a little bit faster. But also I want to see the inner workings of this ship, and there's a lot of stuff that we'll have to grind down and weld back up. So So I think it makes more sense to do it manually for now. So this ship has a ton of, oh that's annoying, a ton of little tiny jets, and we don't really need this many, so I'm going to take off probably these middle two. Again, it's excess weight and it's excess power usage. We don't need it to be necessarily very nimble, we just need it to be fast, so I'm going to keep a lot of the engines on the back, not all of them, and then just take off some of the side and top ones, and maybe even I'll take off the ones that are currently placed and place them somewhere else. You can see already that there'd soon be a need for a way to store these resources more effectively, and we can do two things. We could build a crate behind us, or we can connect it to the system, or we could build a collector here and then connect it to the system and have everything just fall out of our inventory, and that would be the preferable option. But again, it's an investment of resources, and we're not in a place yet where we feel like we could do that. Just realised my timer was still paused from, I sometimes take a second to just breathe, and maybe think about what I'm going to say next. So I left my timer paused, so the timer has been effectively rendered useless. Oh well, I'll just I guess take 10 minutes off of it. Look, I don't need it to be spot on an hour or half an hour rather. I just need it to be not an hour again. And then we'll continue the destruction of the ship in the next episode. And maybe I will do some of this off camera. I don't know. When I get up, we've reached the point where we are full, and we'll have to walk over here to put our resources in. Should probably add a oops, I almost let it off. We should probably add a way to, oh my god, access these a bit more easily. This is going to become a storage area / landing pad. Seriously, this is getting annoying. I'm going to take my welder off as well for now, because it'll increase our space a little bit. Yeah, this is going to become a landing pad / storage processing area. And then these are going to be connected, probably hidden and then connected somewhere else. Just because they don't need to be seen necessarily. Oops, tried to pick it up and open my inventory. But for now we'll leave it as it is. Again, because we haven't necessarily got the resources to do all of the things we want to do. Because we need to be able to get in some of the bigger ships and consistently bring back loot. Oops, I didn't actually mean to ground those two off. So I'm just going to put that one back. Haven't got a welder. So we'll just continue with what we're doing. And we'll fix the ship. Right now we're only in the stage where we're taking it apart. We're not putting anything new or fancy or changing anything really. We're just getting rid of all the stuff that we don't need. And this is how I want to do things when we get a new ship that we might be able to use. Either when we get a new ship, it'll be one of two things that will happen. Either we will repurpose it to suit our own needs, or we will just take it apart and keep the resources. This one will be repurposed. The next one, if it's a small ship, will probably be taken apart and then used to make a new grinder / welder ship. Or probably just one grinder and one welder rather. But this one, especially because it exactly meets the needs we were looking for, will probably be just completely repurposed and left mostly intact. We're going to get rid of the stuff we don't need, like we really don't need lights on the front, for example. I'd really like it if we had normal gravity. Oh, I had my inertial dampeners off. And now I've got my jetpack off. Normal gravity is a luxury for those who have good power generation. But maybe it's a luxury that I should invest in, because this is super annoying. Okay, well, we're going to do everything from the bottom, and then I'll just turn the ship over myself. I'm going to leave this foot on here because we do need feet to attach to ship. So all this stuff on the bottom is probably going to stay. We are going to have a gun on the front, I think. Is there a gun there already? Yeah, we are going to have a gun on the front. So the connectors will probably stay. How does this... I guess the foot on the front needs to go. Otherwise it won't be able to connect through. Unless the connectors go up higher than the foot. They don't. We might be able to make them go up and over and then back down and then have the gun on the front here. And that's probably what we'll do. We do not need... I guess that's ammo storage. But I think we need to grind that down and make it ours. Because it's got a computer in it, so...
Energy low.
Probably this one. Oh no, it's not got any computers. The gyroscope will need to do that too as well. Energy low. That's okay because we are in a gravity environment. Although actually, we won't be able to get to a cockpit to charge. So I should go and charge quickly. We charged. Let's get back to it. If I can find it. I'm probably going to grab my welder back now because I realised that was bad. Because I realised that I am going to have to weld some things back together. Oh, actually, there's no point because we haven't got the resource in our inventory. We're better off leaving the welding. Anything we want to weld, we're better off just putting it down than welding it later. I think I'll just leave that pipe there for now. Otherwise, we'll have to go back and get each individual resource for this. I'll leave them on there as well because they look nice. Back ones we're leaving fine. Don't need this many downward facing thrusters. Definitely not this many. So what's probably going to happen now, I think, is we're going to take this landing gear off the front, run the gun through here, and then take all of these thrusters off the back, and then have our back be mostly for the sake of capturing the ship, and try and angle our front off of the ship. So what I mean is that these back thrusters will cause damage to a ship, which we don't want to do, especially not if, for example, it's got a trapped mine on it somewhere. So we're going to use our back for capturing the ship, like putting a foot on it and then pulling it off, and our front for like moving upwards, so we don't burn the ship, because that would be bad. I mean, we're stealing the ships, but we want them in one piece, basically. And we have 2 feet on the back anyway, so it'll be helpful. And also that allows us to connect a little bit more effectively. There's another one, isn't there? Whoops. Can't walk under the ship. No, did I get all of them? Oh no, there's these ones, but these are the front ones. Yeah, okay. So that's fine there. We'll need to put some more upward ones in then. Honestly, the back of this ship is fine. We need to grind down all the components that are not ours, because it was stolen again. Although I shouldn't keep emphasising that fact. And then eventually we'll have full control of this ship. I don't know what to do about these spaces that we've now created in the ship. I'm probably just going to fill them in, but also it would be a waste. I don't like filling spaces in just for the sake of the look of the ship. I want all the spaces in the ship to be useful. It seems inherently bad to me to have... I have to fly up. To have, on a ship that is supposed to be quite functional, a bunch of wasted space. And a bunch of extra weight as well. Access denied. Oh, I see to that thing there. We're going to have to grind this off anyway. And grind this down. Okay. We'll have a look at what else is in the ship.
No
I know.
Fuel.
Right, what do we have access to? Incomplete cockpit. There's a passenger cockpit? Why is there is there 2 cockpits? Where's the passenger cockpit? What is there? Oh, I see. Wow. Okay, well that's a huge amount of unnecessary space, and we can put a... I know what we'll put there, but that's hugely unnecessary. I can't believe I didn't notice the second cockpit in here. Well, that'll allow us to make this ship a little bit more efficient. We may even be able to remove the back and move it up a bit, like make it a smaller ship generally. This also means we gain quite a few resources from this ship because of the unnecessary cockpit. I guess the ship was built before... I should go and put these the inventory back. I'm going to fly down first. I guess the ship was built before... Can I reach the inventory from here? I'll just jetpack to here. Before they introduced the flight seats. Although I'm not sure if, now I think about it, whether the flight seats actually are only for big ships. Okay, taking this out. There's also a large... It looks like there's a large container in there. Let's get inside this ship. And then we'll be able to have a bit more of an effective look around. It's cool that there is an inside to this ship. Well, I guess we've just made the inside by grinding it down. Okay, so it's got an oxygen tank, which is good. We need an oxygen tank. Can I get in the ship? I think I need more room. Is it an oxygen tank or an oxygen generator? It looks like an oxygen generator actually now I think about it. Still? Okay, let's grind this out completely. A beacon might make sense in case we die in transport, but I'm gonna take the beacon out because we might be able to use it in other places. One of the things we should think about doing is making an emergency beacon, like a thing for us to send out, which will... I think actually it's just a... Oh, okay. That was kind of strange. I think that's to be expected though. This game's still alpha. Is it alpha or is it full release now? I think you can buy it in stores, but I don't think that means anything nowadays. Okay, well I'll just not try and climb in the ship, but that is a bit strange. I guess we can access it from on top. But that was very strange. What was I saying? I can't remember what I was saying. We've only got about 10 minutes left for this episode, so I think I'm going to switch back to setting up the oxygen area because it's almost finished and it would be nice to have it. And we're almost done with this as well. So we're going to grind down this medium. Can we reach it? I don't know if we can reach it. We'll probably reach it from here. I'd like to not fly off into space again. That would be great. Let's grind off this projector as well because we don't need it. We may put a projector... Oh, it's remote control as well. There is a lot of unnecessary stuff in this ship. But I think it's because it wasn't originally used for the purpose that we're going to use it for. I need to grind this down and check what's in the inventory first because I don't want it to explode into... For example, the inventory might be full of rocks. And I don't want it to explode into rocks and destroy the ship. So let's dump this because I think we're full up. And we will grab a welder. Actually, we should have probably kept all that stuff because we need to weld this back together. Let's check what it needs. We only need to weld it back over the threshold so we can access it. Construction components, computer, motor. Funny that it can work without a screen. Construction components, motor, and computer. Yeah, let's see what's inside. Maybe there'll be some goods, some goodies. Nothing. Well, that's fine. We're only checking. It's a safety thing, not a looting thing. This, now that I realise it, there's something else back there. What is that? What is that? Oh, it's the battery. Well, we can't weld it back together. Let's grind this off. We don't need the connector if we're not having a cargo container there, so we'll probably take off the connector as well, and that'll make us a little bit more space. Oh, we do need a connector for the sake of energy storage. So we may fill this space with batteries, I guess, because we're not really planning on having this ship be powered by uranium, because it's a little bit too hard to come by. Let's grind the other gyroscope bar in here. I'd like to have the ship up and running before we get another cargo ship spawn in, but I don't think that's very likely, since well, there's a lot to be done to it. Now I realised quite a lot to be, like tons to be done to it, because we can probably just take out this whole section. I know it seems unnecessary. We can probably even just take off the front and put a small cockpit on and just have this ship, this section, and that's probably what we'll do. And that'll save us all the hassle with running the connectors. So I think we'll probably just cut off the front of this ship and then move it about, like just move the cockpit up. Yeah, I think that's probably what we'll do. And that'll save us rebuilding the framework, and we'll keep the powerful engines at the back. let's charge ourselves in the cockpit before we die. And then I will go and... actually, we can do it now. Just check the inventory. See if we can grab a bunch of stuff. Yeah, let's see if we can put a bunch of stuff in our inventory. Although I believe I put this on auto pull. This is so that we can just finish off the oxygen generation while we're here. Oxygen generation, also a good name for a band, but only when people start going out into space, or maybe genetically modifying themselves so they don't need oxygen, something like that. And then this can be like, the band can be referencing the fact that people no longer need oxygen, which would be a bit of a weird concept for a band, but you know, it'd be fun too. Yeah, well. Oh, sorry for the buzz. And we're back. Sorry, message from a fan. Not from a fan, actually, from a friend. But they're also a fan. They watch too. Hello. That was a bit weird. Okay, let's do our oxygen generation while we're charging anyway, while we're charging our suit. Man, this has not got a huge amount of power. I guess it's because the uranium... So there was some uranium in... Sorry for the buzz. There was some uranium in this ship, but... Oh, that's why. It's only running off uranium right now. We need to set these all to discharge. That's actually made things worse, seemingly. Why would having batteries on make it worse? Well, that is a problem I guess I will figure out another day. Okay, that is our second oxygen generator up and running almost. Give it a second. I actually think we might be building the connector underneath at the same time, which is why it's going a bit slower. We haven't put the walls in yet, specifically so that we can go and fly our ship in. We're moving very slowly, but I think that's because we just put... Oh, that's why we've got seemingly less power. That's because we just filled the thing up with stuff. Filled the thing up with stuff. We filled the inventory up with plate. Okay, let's fire on the other side, and I guess we're finished. Man, it's slow. Okay, I think we're just going to back up. Good ship. There's a good ship. I love the look of our little working platform there. Okay. The connectors at the top haven't completed. Oh, a little bit awkward position to see. There we go, got an angle. Yeah, the connectors at the top haven't completed. We can just complete those ourselves manually now. The vents we've done, and that's important. The vents are kind of like the key component here. Can we get our welder in there to finish them off? Or maybe the welder can't finish them off because it's out of components. Let's see what they need. Where are we? Okay, we're there. So, what do you need? Small steel tubes. Both need small steel tubes. Okay, let's... there must be some in here. I'm going to pick this up. Hit the wrong key to pick it up. Really no small steel tubes. No, those are girders. Okay, well we'll go and grind some off then, because that's all we need to finish our little thingy, our little oxygen home. Yeah, I thought there'd be small steel tubes in these. Plenty of them. That's all we need. I'm just going to dump these in the ship and then use the ship to weld it, because it'll be faster to do both, I think. This connector is not being very helpful. I wonder if I misplaced things. But then again, we just passed resources through the connector to the interior of the ship. We passed a bunch of plates. So the connector must be working. I think it's just that the connector's full, and I really don't know. Hard to see, but I think we just completed one. I can't move. Oh, that's because we have locked. I don't know. They must have been set to auto lock from when we gathered the other ship. Let's fly back round. Oh, while we're here, let's do this. Yeah, that should be the door completing. Good. Might have had to build 2 doors, because I think this door is not functional as an airlock, but that's fine. We'll just put an airlock on the front. I don't know if that door you can open the inner door and then the outer door, or whether you have to open them all at once. I guess we'll see. The oxygen is already filling up, I think. Like, you can see the green lights on, and the tanks are working, so it must be, yeah, they must be on their way to filling up. Yeah, the lights come on. Okay, just finish this off. All we need to do is put in, I guess, windows or doors. Windows or metal. I might just put in metal, because, I don't know, we've got windows on the top, and it seems like a structural weakness anyway to have so many windows. So I think I'll just put in, oh, okay, let's check how much glass we have in our inventory. I thought I put loads in. Maybe it's still on there. No, we haven't got that much glass, so I guess it was used on this. So let's build only metal. Probably take some steel plates to start off. Okay, 300 is probably a bit excessive. This is also where our med bay is going to be. So, I mean, maybe at some point we'll replace the glass, we'll replace the sides with glass, or we'll also expand the area, because we'll need a little bit more space to put the med bay in. Because right now I think we have not quite enough. That was stupid. I think I just almost killed us by flying into the welder, which I left on, which is also a waste of power. Well, we didn't die though, so it's fine. Would have been a bit ironic to die talking about a med bay. It should be airtight after this, and I guess we'll find out as soon as we've finished welding. And I don't know if, I'm assuming the unwelded blocks aren't airtight, because you can visibly see holes in them. But we'll find out. I'm assuming also that the oxygen tanks, sorry, are also airtight, but that could be false as well. It doesn't look like they're airtight. It looks like you can see through them, but I also don't know. This just means that we have alternatives if our ship runs out of oxygen, and also once we've connected this to the main system, we will have... Oh, I missed a block. Well, I'll just put this... I was going to jump out and put a new block in, but I think that'll probably kill us, so I'll just turn this off first. Yeah, once we've connected this to the main system, when we plug this ship in, it'll also fill up its oxygen, which is exactly what we want. Okay, I thought we did. I thought we were dying. It was just that it was reminding us that we almost died just a second ago. Okay, that should be good now. Let's try it out. Okay. Close you. Whoops. Okay, yeah, we do need to put a second set of doors on. And those are not airtight. So what we'll do is place some glass on the outside, which should make them airtight, I guess. I don't know. Let's try. We'll need 2x2, I think. We'll put two 2x1s. Just rotating them to see if they'll, yeah, that'll fit. And I think that'll make it airtight. And it'll also look nicer. So we need girders. And we have girders. I remember collecting a bunch of girders. Right? And I saw them, right? Where the hell were the girders? Maybe they're in the inventory of this. I'm not going crazy. I definitely saw girders. Maybe they went into the inventory of the ship, because I did set the ship to pull everything out. Oh yeah, they're there. That's fine. Okay. Hopefully this will be good. But we'll see. Let's fly around in our extraordinarily slow ship. And apparently we don't have any glass. None at all. Then maybe I left glass in here. This may mean that it will delay our oxygen generation for a little while. Because without glass we can't close up. Maybe we'll just have to build some ugly panels. There's no glass on this ship, right? There can't be. Maybe in the lower decks there's some tubing left. It's really destroyed. I mean, I really went to town on this thing. Or rather, the mines did. There's a mine there. Should probably go and deactivate all these mines. These are good sort of girders. Does this work? No, because there's no power, obviously. Oh, it's so frustrating navigating this ship. Or navigating through this ship, rather. This ship's not navigating anywhere for any time soon. These have... Yeah, these will have... Oh. I thought conveyor tubes had bulletproof glass on them. Must have been... in the old days. Must have been before an update of some sort. Oh, we have explosives. No real way to get any glass. Ah, maybe in the door? Yeah, we've got... Nope, there's none left in that one. That's annoying. Ah. Yes, we will take this. And sacrifice our ability to go into hypersleep, but that's fine because we won't be needing that anytime soon. Or maybe soon. I'm hoping to escape at some point. I was trying to put my welder on, and I forgot how to do it. I'm hoping to escape at some point soon. What we're going to do probably is, when we've reached a certain level, I talked about this on the Reddit, when we've reached a certain level of resource self-sufficiency. Wow, that is not going to be enough glass. Okay, we will do this differently. What we're going to do is maybe use some steel catwalks. I'll put all this back. Oh, useless. What we're going to do is put some steel catwalks down. That should do the trick, and it'll also look nice. Get in your ship, you idiot. Thank you. Okay, I just have to move it back a little bit, otherwise we wouldn't have been able to get out. Yeah, steel catwalks. Less resource intensive, and it should do the trick. I'll just place them everywhere. I like the idea of having them just like that, but I don't think that'll work. I also like the idea of having these on here. I like the look of it. Good. Maybe it makes it look like a prison, but it'll also make it... theoretically, it makes it more structurally sound. I like the idea that you need to put them on to hold in the oxygen. Because it's probably quite a lot of pressure. What are we lacking that makes us not able to finish this? Small steel tubes. Oh, and interior plates. There's definitely some more in here. Or maybe I just took too many out of the inventory. 22 is not really going to be enough. We're not going to finish those. I like the shape of them as unfinished models. Let's check the ship again. Conveyor will have interior plate. We'll just take the ones off the top of all of these. And then probably out of these as well. At some point we need to go through the ship and take out everything valuable. But we're already kind of at that stage. We've taken out all of the major components. All the very large things like the reactors. But there are smaller things. But I guess we're going to do it gradually by taking what we need when we need it. We'll live off this whale carcass, which is what essentially it is, for as long as we're able to. And then we'll be kind of screwed if we can't find anything else to start picking clean. I mean, we're basically scavengers. That's why I'm talking about it in that fashion. We are basically scavengers. Useless, stupid thing. I've got to fix that. Okay. All in. Good. Right. Let's finish up. Probably shouldn't have put those resources straight into the bottom ones because they're not necessarily the most important ones. They shouldn't. I don't think the bottom ones will affect the airtightness, airtightosity. I don't know what the word is. Come on, what else? So it is just the small steel tubes. I'm almost certain there's some more of those. Oh, and interior plates as well. So we need small steel tubes and interior plates. This would probably be the right time to put a grinder back on, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, this has got plenty of interior plates. We should be absolutely fine after this. And I think... Was it girders or small steel tubes that the doors had? Small steel tubes. So, oh, this one's probably actually already ground down. We've already taken off that one. Okay, we should have enough small steel tubes now. And then we will be basically finished. Okay, those two done. That side should be airtight. I don't know if the top actually might not be airtight now I think about it. Oh, back in a second. Back! Okay, let's put these in. We're short by a little bit there, but I think that's okay. I'm going to leave that for now because I want to see this finished and check that this is actually completed. We'll just leave the bottom ones unfinished actually, because they're both unfinished, so it looks nice. We're probably going to get, if this is airtight now, we'll get a big blast of air out of here because we need to build a second door. Or maybe these just need to be set. Let's check. Yeah, the room's not airtight. Maybe some steel plates here would actually do it. But I mean, you can... Well, we'll see. Let's get some steel tubes and we'll be back. Maybe I'm being stupid, but it seems like this should do it. Maybe I should grind these off and put them up there. The problem actually also could be the... Wait, did that... Are they filling up? It seemed like there was a gust of air there. No, just my imagination. I think I was actually pushed by the door. Maybe I'm making a stupid mistake, but it seems like it should be airtight now. It could actually be the ceiling. We might have placed the glass above the... like the glass might be sitting above this. No, it can't be because we've been able to put something on top of it. So I really don't know what's happening. Honestly, I've always found the oxygen system a little bit finicky. Understandably, though. Get through the door. Understandably, I mean, it's important. Hopefully when I've finished these it'll be airtight, but honestly I really don't know. It should be, right? Okay, let's grind these off. If we do that, the top won't be airtight. Oh, problems. Okay, it's not this anyway. I'll just grind these off because I don't like the way they look anyway. Okay, let's try this. We're going to put some sloped glass, which we haven't got really enough of. Can we not put sloped glass on top of this? It's so problematic. Why are they being so problematic? Okay. I guess we do this, which again will look a bit weird, but let me empty my inventory. Okay, so what we're going to do is place these guys like this. And this is a bit unnecessary. It doesn't need to be like this. It's just so that it doesn't look crap. Because I do like my stations to look nice. And I'll also fill in this gap here. Okay, I'm just going to repeat this on the other side, then come back. Okay, on the one hand, that's annoying, but also, I mean, this is what Space Engineers is about, right? This is engineering challenges. So, I'm kind of okay with it. Once I've finished it anyway. I'm going to leave these two outcroppings on the side, like these two uneven ledges, because I like the way they look. I really like building with unfinished models. I think that unfinished models can look really effective in certain places. Like if you want your station to have a bit of a grungy feel, as if it's uncompleted, which I guess it literally is if you're leaving uncompleted blocks. I always do this. And I also like to use them for structural blocks. Things that look like they're there to support other things. I like to use the wireframe mesh, maybe the second or third one. Like that one, I guess. I made a asteroid station once, and maybe I'll revisit it. Back in the old days of Space Engineers, where it did exactly that. I used unfinished blocks to give it a structural support, and I really loved the way it looked. I mean, well, it's just because they aren't, up until then I had never thought to use them like that. Yep, it's airtight now, so we need to build a second door. Otherwise we'll keep wasting our oxygen. Not a big deal. Not a big deal because, yeah, it's working. We're about to have to do that again. But that's good. It's airtight now, and we have a nice little view of the stars and this weird grey room. Really? Oh, okay. Let's depressurize. And set up another door here. It's really annoying that it's not symmetrical, isn't it? Okay, let's build that other door once we've finished floating. And then we'll have an airlock, which is good. Airlocks are good for lots of reasons. I don't know what is happening with me in these stairs. I think it's as you try to walk downstairs, because the gravity is so low, you end up flying. And now we will be able to go into our oxygen room without dying, or without wasting a bunch of oxygen anyway. And eventually we'll be able to respawn in a safe environment, which is even more important. I think that one's... no, it's not completed yet. Actually, it might be complete and just still open. We may have to make some changes to these stairs and the way they look, which is fine. I mean, it's about making changes on the fly. Or maybe it should be about planning. But for me, it's about making changes on the fly. Let's see how this works. I think I just closed the other doors. Okay, good. That's an airlock. That's a functioning airlock. I might try and automate it a little bit. Like, hit a button here and those ones close. Yeah, I might try to automate it like that. Oops. Well, now it depressurized. Yeah, it needs to be automated because I can't keep hitting these buttons like that, because it's really hard to hit one instead of the other. Oh, good. There's a functioning oxygen room. That looks so odd, but I also quite like it again. Maybe I will even out this in a future episode. We'll just extend this a little bit and make it symmetrical. I like the look of the building. It's a nice little bean or boot, I guess. It looks like a shoe. Yeah, okay, that's good. That's done. With a little bit of extra time, we will just finish off our changes to this. So I think what we need to do is cut through. My inventory's full. I'm just going to empty that out. What we're going to do is cut through, and then obviously before we cut the last block, we're going to attach it to this ship, so that this bit doesn't float off. Oops. And then we can just indiscriminately grind away the last bit. Okay, we've got one block left, so I'm going to get this ship, and we're going to grab this so it doesn't float off. I think the ship's still got a foot on it. It does. So we're going to grab the back end so it doesn't float off, because the back end's the only bit that we really need. It's theoretic. I was going to say, it's impossible for us to knock it without locking onto it, because that's what auto-lock is. We're going to turn it around, because we need to... I'm also going to try and align it. Yeah, we're turning it around because we need to work on the front now. This should be locked. Are they locked? Good. Okay, let's get rid of this. Well, not get rid of it, because it's quite important. I'm going to put it onto charge, because otherwise it'll die, and then we'll die. And we should avoid dying. In my opinion, I think it's good for all sentient creatures to, as much as possible, avoid dying, unless you happen to be from one of those species where dying is no big deal, like the phoenix or the... that's all I can think of, actually, in terms of species that can die and still be perfectly happy. I don't know why I was thinking of that. Right, so there we go. We've got two parts of a ship, two halves of one ship. We are not going to put them back together. We're actually going to continue breaking them apart. This is going to be taken apart completely because it is basically useless to us. This is going to be adjusted a lot. We're going to put one more battery and then an oxygen tank. Yeah, that'll work. And we'll just, what we'll do is we'll send a... Because we don't need these guys, we don't need so many thrusters. we will send a pipe that connects these two at the front. There you go. So the oxygen can come round from the tank, and it'll also the tank will get filled up when we connect. It'll come round and go in, and we have room to put a rocket launcher on the front, and it just sticks out a little bit, which is a lot better than the way it was before. And the ship's a little bit more compact. It should be faster because of that and take up less energy. We can put we'll adjust the thrusters and take all this stuff off the top because we don't need the space, and put the thrusters probably here, although we will probably also use this for a bit of additional storage for rockets and stuff, like by putting a storage tank here and here, like on the sides of this four-way connector. But yes, that's basically our ship now. I think we'll stick with the same idea as before. We will put some thrusters, the upward thrusters we'll put here so that we only lock on with our back, basically. Yeah, I guess we'll do that next episode. We'll just finish this off. I might get my ship. So, this will be done in a second. I am going to take this time to thank you for watching and to invite you to come back and watch the next episode. Hopefully next Monday. And I will see you next time. We didn't complete because we haven't got all the resources, but we will complete next time. Okay. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. This has been Gesture of None. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and leave a comment below if you have any ideas. Otherwise, thank you very much. I will see you next time. Yeah, you're scared, aren't you? You're scared. Yeah, you better run. Go on. Oh, there's two of them. I'm gonna run. I'm running. Oh, I almost ran into fire. Flee.